we are okay like this. Let me share. Where's my okay. Okay. It's been a while since I'm here. Let me share to get everyone here. Is it? Okay. Are we there? Okay. Okay. Hello, hi everybody. Hello, guys. Hello, you're welcome, guys. I said I was gonna be here by 6, and I'm 20 minutes late. Guys, forgive me. See, I could not even make up because I checked time. See if I make I make up now. So just had to pop up my lashes, and that was it. My lashes and my lip gloss. Mwah. You're welcome. Please help me share this video. It's been a while since we are here. It's been such a long while since we came here. I'm happy to meet you guys again. Welcome. You're welcome to BNB TV. I am your host, your motivational speaker, your poise queen, BNB. Welcome to my platform. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. Oh my God, we have been so busy that we have not been here for a very long time. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Please help me share. Just give me a moment. Let me quickly share as well. Please help me share though, yeah? Help me share. I would really appreciate it if you share. Help me share, guys. Help me share, please help me share. Share to Facebook, share to wherever you want to share to. We are talking about the 2021 DNA that is all over everywhere. Like, DNA is the D now. Like, seriously, we are talking about it. Is it necessary? Why should every man, yes, why should every man go for a DNA if they have a little tiny winning bit of doubt inside of them? Even if you don't have doubt, if you have the money to go for it, trust me, it is the right thing to do. It is the right thing to do. Please share. We are talking about this DNA saga that is ongoing now. Imagine, in fact, 2021 came with DNA saga, and we are still settling the case. The case have not been settled yet. Somebody have died. Some people have died because of this DNA saga. Some are about to die because of this DNA saga. So yes, let's talk about it. Why should men go for DNA to prove the paternity of their child? Yes. Should women allow their husband to go for DNA test? Why should women allow that? And why would any woman resist the husband from going for a DNA test? Why? In fact, there's a lot of why that we are going to be answering today. But first of all, let me share. Please share. Okay, where are we? Come on, share now. Hey, guys, I'm sharing. I'm trying to share, guys. I'm trying to share, guys. Please help me share. I'm trying to share. Please, can you share? Share to get people here. You know, it's been a very long while since we've been here. And guys, as you're coming in, thumbs up this video. I'm almost forgotten all the names of YouTube. Please help me share this video. And of course, thumbs up this video. If this is the first time of you coming across our channel, please subscribe. And if this is not your first time here, you've been here, but you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. It won't cost you anything to do that. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please just hit the subscription button right there under your right hand side, written in red. Subscribe, 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 and of course, click on notification. Click on the notification bell for you to always be alert when we are here live and direct. Okay, guys, I'm trying to share. I'm trying to share, but where there? That's where. Come on now. Why is it kicking me off? Oh my goodness. I'm trying to share, guys. Hold on. Let me quickly share. Okay, let me just share to Facebook then. I'm trying to share to my page, but it's not letting me. It's not letting me. I think I know what to do. Guys, hold on. I know what to do. Just give me a minute. Give me a minute. You're welcome. DNA test, yo. It is the order of the day, guys. It is DNA test era. Ah, God, it is long overdue. I'm telling you. Long overdue. Guys, hold on. Please help me share. Help me share. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome to BNB TV. You're welcome. This topic today, Jesus Christ. Why should men go for a DNA test? Why must it be a must? Why should women consent to their husband going for a DNA test? Listen, if you have a wife or you have a baby mama or a fiancé or whatever you want to call them, they have a child for you but resisting, or anytime you talk about talk about this DNA thing, she just have this uneasy feeling around her with this sentimental bullshit of YouTube, with all the sentimental, whatever it is, of you don't trust me, guys. If they go, you don't trust me, more reason why you should not trust them. Yes, more reason why you should not trust them. Please help me share. If you are here, help me share to Facebook. I'm trying to share, but it's not letting me. If you can just do me the favor and help me share, please, I will appreciate that. Share. I don't know. I think it's been long I do this, so I guess I don't know how to do this anymore. Oh my God. Hey, I'm here now. Thank God. I'm able to do it now. Join us. Join us now. Live on YouTube. Post, yeah, I've been able to do it, thank God. Okay, all right, what are we talking about today? We are talking about DNA test, and you all know 2021 came with this DNA palava. And how did it all started? The whole saga started, the DNA saga started because of the guy, which you guys, I'm sure, is a very popular story of a guy who unfortunately could not bear the news of not being the father of his supposedly children after so many years with his beloved wife, the woman that he cherished, that he loved so much. I don't know what could have resulted. The woman obviously told him, according to the story, the woman opened up to him and told him that he's not the father of their children, that her boss in the office is the father of her children. So the man could not bear it, and he went for DNA test, and the story of the woman was confirmed. And then the man could not bear it. What did he do? He took the easiest way out, which I am not advising at all. He gave himself an ROIP, a permanent one at that. So yes, That's what provoked this DNA thing in this year 2021. And so many of us read comments abeg, okay, or comfortably feeling of DNA test. Okay, let me enter here so that I'll be reading from here. Okay, let me enter here so that I'll be reading from here. Oh, guys, I'm going to be reading comments. We are going to do this topic today very calmly, no rush. All right. Very calmly, no rush. Come on now. Amber, you reduce. I'm going to be taking your comment here and I'm going to be answering every particular comment that catches my attention. All right. Okay. So this man, the wife woke up unto him one morning and told him, look, you are not the father of our children. All right. Children. And then who is the father? She said is the boss in the office. That is the biological father of the children. And these are the children that this man have fathered his life, all their life, as a matter of fact. And then the love built around your children when you feel they are your biological children. The love is something, oh my God, oh my God. It might look so easy for every other one there. See, for those of us, some of you all watching me right now, listening to this, you know reach to kill yourself for. Listen, let me tell you, you will never understand the feeling. You will never understand the feeling until you are attached to a child. Until you are attached. When that feeling is there, that parental feeling, that biological feeling, oh my God, is a lot to deal with. I'm telling you, it is a lot to deal with. So this man, unfortunately, could not be here to know that he is not the biological father of the children that he had raised all their lives. So he took the easiest way out. That is what sparked up. Happy New Year. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Yeah. I'm trying to read some comments because somebody just dragged my attention to it. Operation Show Your DNA Test. Single mothers. What are single mother? Why are you guys so against the single mother? At least single mother, if they are single, except of course they are forcing, see, whether single or married, honestly, any woman who is forcing a child down your throat need a DNA test. Whether you are married or single, listen, my brother, you need to go for a DNA test. Enough of, I watched a program on is it Jeremy Kelly here in Ireland? Is it an island based or UK based? I think so, UK based. So Jeremy Kelly is a UK based. I watched a program in his platform today again, where a man with his son of 38 years old. 38 years old. Sorry, 32. 32 years old. Yes. 32 years old grown-ass man. Yes. Who is a son. The mother one day picked up a phone and called his 32-year-old son to tell him that the man that you know as your father is not your father. So according to the guy, he said he was shocked. I watched the video this evening, while I was even getting ready to come online to talk about this. Oh my God, my heart was broken. Because the man and the son went for a DNA test in Jeremy Kelly's show. All right. So they went there. According to the story, the guy who is 32 years old, said his mother called him one fateful morning and said, I have something to tell you. And then he was like, what's it, mom? And then the mom said, the man you've known all your life is not your father. In another way, your supposedly father is not your biological father. So that he didn't believe it. Though he was shocked, he didn't believe it. He has to pick up the phone, call his father, and said, look at what mom just told me. He said, you are not my father. Blah, 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 blah. The man could not take it. He found it difficult to believe. So they went for DNA test. And guess what? The DNA test came out, and the woman was right. The man is not the father of the 32-year-old. Imagine having to take care of a man, of a child from a childbirth, to that age where you have created a bond of 32 years, 32 years bond with this child as his father. And then all of a sudden, one morning, you wake up to this news of not being the biological father. Oh my God. The man almost fainted in the show. Though the woman has told them the truth that you are not the father, but he was still hoping that the DNA test will just come out and prove the woman wrong. But it was a lie, yo. It was true. I felt so bitter this evening. Oh my God, why? Why are women like this? Listen, every woman knows the man that got her pregnant. Except, of course, they are double dating or they lose. That is only a loose woman that will sleep with 2 different men, 3 different men on a particular day or week. Yes. Women who double date, women who sleep around, women who sleep with anybody, anything that cares to come around are often going to get pregnant without knowing it. You understand? They probably will get pregnant. Maybe even if they use protection like condom and all that, condom might get burst. And then they take in. Well, however, every woman still know who is the father of their children or child. So, yes, 2021, enough of our men being taken for a ride, enough of fathering the children that is not yours. Do you understand? Enough of fathering children that is not yours. If you are listening to me, listen, any woman that obstruct you or try to prevent you from going for a paternity test with the sentimental whatever of you don't trust me, how can you do that? I am your wife. You mean you don't trust me? Don't trust them. Don't trust them. That's more reason why you should not trust them. There was a time, though, I must be honest with you guys. There was a time, though, where I do feel like it's awkward. Why will a man just go to his wife and say, I want a paternity test, you know, or I want a DNA test. I want to be sure. Does that mean you never trust your wife? But with what the time is saying, with what the new millennium is saying, listen, in this 21st century, every man should go for a paternity test, especially if you have doubt over any of your child or children. If your mind is telling you, could this be mine? Could he be mine? You have any questionable character, whether looks or behavior, go for a paternity test too. Even if all of them look like you. Listen, even if all of them look like you, I think it's high time where medical system make it mandatory, where children are born. When children are born, before a man should put his name on it, a paternity test should be a priority. Very, very important. A mandatory. Do you understand? I'm starting to feel that way. That is very, very important because it is not fair. It is not fair on any man to go raising another man's child. If you know before doing it, that's a different ballgame. If you know that this child is not yours, before you decide to take him or her up as yours, train them, raise them like your own, it's a different ballgame. No? But a situation whereby the woman is making you to believe that the child is yours, whereas the child is not yours at all. Oh my God, it is a crime. It is a crime. And personally, I am starting to feel it's high time that the medical system make it a mandatory that before any child, you know, when a child is born, before a man put his name on it, there are certain things that they ask of the man to be sure, like marriage certificate, this and that, and so many other things. See, they should make a paternity test mandatory. Very important, something that every man should go through before claiming the paternity of the child. Very important because a lot of men have labored for where they shouldn't have. They are laboring, raising other people's children, whereas these women know already that these children are not for the men, or this child is not for the man, but they pin it on them. See, the most wicked thing any woman would do is to pin a child that is not for the man that you claim to love. You know that this child is not of the man you claim to love, yet you pin it on him. Is wickedness. It is wickedness. It is wickedness. It is even more deadlier and wicked Well, after the man have raised the child, I mean, if you know that the child is not the man all this while, all these years, yet you pin the child on the man, leave it at that. Don't wake up one morning and then start feeling guilty like, oh, I need to let you know the child is not yours, or I need to let the child know you are not the biological father. I beg your pardon, where has the biological father of the child been all these years? Where has it been? Where has it been? Where has he been all these years? If you know that you were going to wake up one morning and start feeling guilty, feeling the need to tell the child that the man you know as a father all your life is not your father, or tell the man that you claim to have loved, that the man see as his own child all these years is not his. Why did you not do it right from the onset? It is pure wickedness. Ladies, if you are listening to me, it is pure wickedness. It is not right. It is not right. If you are going to let a man raise a child that is not his, at least let it stay like that forever. Let him go to his grave believing that the child is his. Yes, it's not right to lie to any man, but if you summon up courage enough to do that, let it stay that way. It is not right for you to wake up one morning and say, the child is not yours. Or maybe if you are in any way, make it known to the biological father of the child from the onset that you were pregnant for him. Please, ladies, tell your man the truth, that the child you are pinning on him is not his. If the relationship will break, let it break. A man that loves you dearly will still cope with you not minding that. But you see, the idea of pinning a child that is not the man's on him. Why? Because of your selfish reasons of, I did not want to lose you. If I tell you the truth, you will not stay with me. Man, you are wicked and selfish. You are wicked and selfish. You are wicked and selfish. That is one selfish reason. So I love you. I did not want to lose you. That's why I didn't tell you the truth. Really? You don't want to lose him. That's why you didn't tell him the truth, that the child is not his. Whereas there is another man elsewhere that is aware of the pregnancy. Oh my goodness. And then what happened to the child that you're about to give birth to, that you're about to pin on another man that this is your father, whereas it's not the father? What happened to the man that you claim to love, that you're about to pin another man's blood on, that this is your son or your daughter? You are thinking about yourself alone, not wanting to lose what you want to keep to yourself. But you are not thinking about the consequences, the repercussion of what you are about to do. You are not thinking about the two people involved, the child and the man you are about to pin it on. You are thinking about yourself alone. It's wrong. It is wrong. Ladies, it is wrong. I know most of the ladies will be thinking, why are women doing this? Why are people doing this? This paternity thing, DNA thing is going on for too long, blah, 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 blah. The guilty ones are not comfortable with it. You don't need to be comfortable. You cannot be comfortable because you have sinned. You understand? You cannot be comfortable because you have done wrong. You know what you did is wrong, and you are still living with it. You are coping with it. I mean, let me ask this question, ladies. How do you feel every morning when you wake up to see the child that you pin on a man that is not his or her father? Answer daddy, or the child call him daddy. Not because the man have decided to adopt the child as his own, but because that is what you make them believe. How do you feel, wicked soul? How do you feel? Honestly, how do you feel? How do you feel? How do you feel? Good evening to you, my lady. Magdalene, good evening. You're welcome aboard. How do you feel? How do you feel? Honestly, how do you feel? Some of these men are enough to blame, like, oh, even if you can't find us, it'll be your own. Mean you have been the father all these years. Why take this kind of drastic decision? I beg your pardon. Why did you take the drastic decision from the first in the first place, pinning a child that is not a man's on him? Why did you take such drastic decision? Okay, now listen. Every man on board, listen, if you are listening to me, you have a woman that you don't trust. You don't trust this woman. That is her way is crooked. In fact, even if you trust her, go for a DNA test. Go for a DNA test. Why would any woman, listen, I've heard some women say, oh, you are going to break homes if you come up with this DNA test of 18. I was live earlier on Facebook. And I said some comments such as, oh, a lot of homes will be broken. This DNA test, men should just leave it alone. Those are the guilty one. Seriously. Do you hear me? It is better to know than never knowing. I mean, come on, guys. What will you do to a child? For some of you, probably was okay, let's just leave it like that for the rest of her life. Is it fair for a child to go through her lifetime or through his lifetime without knowing his biological father? Oh my God, his wickedness. Can you imagine what you have done, what you're doing right now? You listening to me right now, that you know that you are guilty of this. Many people would not want to hear this, especially the guilty ones. They would not want to hear it. They will quickly log out of here because it pinches them, it pierces them. I want to keep my marriage. I want to keep my marriage at the expense of the life of your child and that of the man that you claim you love, that you want to keep so much. Do you know what you're doing to your children? Having them go through all their life. Hello, Grace Flow. Having them go through all their lives, not knowing their real identity. They don't know their real identity. Did you know what it means? Not really knowing who you are. Did you know that knowing your roots, your background, your biological parents helps in identifying who you really are? And you are denying your child of that. Because why? You want to keep your marriage. Wicked and selfish woman. You want to keep your marriage. I want to save my marriage. I want to keep my marriage. When you were busy pinning a child that is not of a man to him, you were not thinking of wanting to save your marriage. You were thinking of yourself alone. What marriage are you trying to save? You want to save your marriage at the expense of your child, knowing who she or he really is. You want to save your marriage at the expense of your child, knowing his roots, where he really belongs, his identity and everything. What a wicked woman. Any woman who will keep the paternity, the real biological father of his or her, of her child away from him or her is a wicked soul. I'm telling you, you are a wicked soul. Even if the man is the poorest of them all, the child deserve to know where he's come, where she originated from. You understand? A child deserves to know where he or she originated from. The first question I asked myself when I watched the show from Jeremy Kelly this evening was, what if this woman had died? I mean, the child is 32 years old. What if she had died before the child turned 32 years? Why did she wait this long to tell the child and the man the truth? What if she had died? What if anything had happened to her before this time? That the child will live all her life. Fake life. You understand? Thinking, not knowing where he or she is from. That's wickedness. It's not right on anybody. Whether good or bad, a child have the right to know where they are from. Whether you like their father, whether you hate their father, whether you desire for them to know or not. It is not your right. It is the right of the child to know who their father really is. Do you understand? Very, very important. So my people, my brothers, listen. Go for a DNA test. Some women are so crooked, especially if you are the type, you've heard one ugly or horror stories about your wife that you trust so much. Listen, behind every lies, there's an item of truth. You understand? Behind every lies, behind every stories, there is an item of truth. If you hear about your wife, especially for those of you where they send on a wife, go so country, I will come meet you. You understand what I'm saying? She wasn't pregnant before she left. She didn't tell you she was pregnant before she left. And then you just came in the next week, oh, I am pregnant. It's not like you have stayed with her for weeks, months before the pregnancy came. You just came. You do that same month, she's pregnant. My dear, go for a DNA test. 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 Do you understand? Do you understand? And for, let me tell you, most of these married women, most of you married women who go floricking, trying to play smart away game with so many ladies outside, with your side chick outside. And then what do? Especially when they see that you are the one that drop, they drop. You have what they need. Yeah? They see you as, okay, a made man. Every gold digger wants a made man. They don't want a man that they have to suffer with. They need the one that is already made. Already made. That's what they want. You fall in that category. There is a side chick somewhere pinning a pregnancy on you, pinning a child on you. See, if we are telling you to go do a DNA on someone you married and say, this is my wife, she's under the same roof with you, having children for you, yet we are telling you, go for a DNA test. How much more the side chick who is calling you, telling you, I am pregnant. Really? I am pregnant. My child is your child. You got me pregnant, blah, blah, blah. Listen, go for a DNA test, oh. Don't be stupid. There is another Genedo that says, don't be stupid. Go for a DNA test, because for all you could know, the child is not even yours, not even close to yours. You understand? Go for a DNA test. Don't be too quick to accept children that is not yours. If any woman comes to you, if you're a married man in the house, any girl come to you, any of your side bolala, side chick, side whatever, side madness, come to you and say, I am pregnant for you, demand for a DNA test. If it is a must that she must keep the pregnancy, if she refuses to do what is needful, rather than having a, what do I call it, becoming a single mama, oh, she wants to keep the pregnancy at all costs, when she knew that you have been married, whether you lie to her that you have been married or not. Listen, don't be too quick to accept any child. Go for a DNA test. Very, very important. 2021 came with a DNA test, palava. Run with it. Good evening to you too, my lady Gladys. Go for a DNA test, so don't say you were not told. Don't be too quick to start pumping your money, spending money, paying rent, paying child or allowance, paying whatever, all in an effort to hide it away from your wife. Go for a DNA test. Listen, let me tell you, 2021 is a year where all side chicks are going to have it hot. Or a play away match, wives are going to have it hot. 2021 is a year where every child that bears your name need a DNA test. It's a mandatory, guys. Go for it. Now listen, some people will say, oh, he looked like me, she looks like me, and that's enough for you. Let me tell you, if you are not sure, if you don't trust the person you are with, if you cannot put one and two together, like the time I got her pregnant, she was with me 247, there is no other pidgey anywhere. Listen, let me tell you, go for a DNA test. If there's any doubt in your heart, Go for a DNA test. Now let me tell you men that is in the house how to do a DNA test. It is very easy. Before we go further, DNA test is the most easiest test you can go for. Enough of raising a child that is not yours, and then at the later years of your life, later stage of your life, one woman will grow up from anywhere, all in the name of wife or side chick or once upon a time, whatever, to tell you that child that you have taken care of all your life is not yours. Oh my God, it's wickedness. In order to avoid that heartbreak, go for a DNA test. I don't care how many children your wife have for you. Go for a DNA test. Be sure that I am raising my child. Very important. You have to be sure that the child you are raising is yours. Some women are there are some women who are, I know that no woman is perfect, but trust me, there are some of them who are just firstborn of Jezebel. There are some women who are first daughters of Jezebel. There are some who are Jezebel's lineage. Do you understand? So go for a DNA test. Enough of women taking you for a ride, pinning a child that is not yours on you. Some women get pregnant for a guy that they don't love. They have been waiting to get rid of. And then you came along. You are the one they love. So they get pregnant for another and they pin it on you. If your woman, your wife, start from wife, judgment starts from the house of the Lord. If your wife, your side chick, your girlfriend, your baby mama, whatever, is one kurukere kind of a human being, you know say this woman wey no pure. Stories dey come. You dey hear am, you dey form a oversabi husband. Go for a paternity test. Don't be too sure. Listen, don't say, he look like me. Listen, let me tell you, she look like me, look like me. Did you know that children often tend to look like the face that they see every day, especially when you live with them from babyhood? Because they see you all the time, they will transform looking like you, the face that they love the most, that they see the most, that they desire the most. They are likely going to transform looking like that. So look alike is not a yardstick to say, oh, now my bikini look like me. Go for a DNA test to be sure. Be 100% sure that the child is yours. Yes, be 100%. Wherever you are in the world, be 100% sure that the child is yours. Go for a DNA test. Any woman who refuses you a DNA test, if I don't tell them, it's easy. How do you do it? All you need, see, sometimes it is okay for the woman to be involved, where you take a swab from the woman and the children as well. But in most cases, you don't even need anything from the woman to run a DNA test. It's a must, I'm telling you. You don't need any swab from the woman. Except, of course, the doctors or wherever you take it to, they tell you, you know what, we need to swap the woman. You know where the woman is more important than necessary. If you, as a woman, is 100% sure that, no, I did not play any away match. This child is yours. And the man comes and say, you know what, this is not my child. That is when you need a swap as a woman. That is when your swap become important, necessary, because you need to be sure if this child that I've been raising is not mine either. You understand? If there was a swap or a mistake at the hospital where you gave birth, because yes, it does happen. Oh, it's calling me now. I'll call you back. Just had a call, but I'll call back. All right? If you as a woman, you are sure of yourself, you know, say mago no day. You have no reason to, prevent the man from a DNA test. Any man that comes to you and say, you know what, I want to have a DNA test. My sister, don't feel bad. Don't feel like he doesn't trust you. Some of you, when you go to bank to collect money from the ATM, In as much as you trust your bank. After collecting the money from the ATM, what did you do? You still count it to be sure that they gave you the correct amount. Eh? You still count it to be sure they gave you the correct amount of money. So yes, it is okay if a man wants a DNA test to just be sure. Let them have it. Don't feel somehow about it. Oh, you don't trust me. Oh, trust issue. It is not a trust issue. It's somebody being sure that they are banking in the right bank. Do you understand? Very, very important. So every woman watching me, if your husband ever come to you openly without doing it, without your knowledge, which is possible, my dear, give them the go ahead if your hands are clean. And if you are a man here, you tell your wife that you want to go for a DNA test, you want to test the children, and they raise an eyebrow like, oh, you don't touch me. Oh, more reason why you should do it. Oh, don't fall for their blackmailing, their crocodile tears, and their sentimental whatever. Don't fall for it. More reason why you should go for it, because enough of it. Enough of it already. Enough of it already. DNA test should be made mandatory. Very important. Women should be happy to do the test, except you are not sure yourself. That's when you start panicking. Hey, what if? My dear, if you are sure, if you know that this child is yours, don't panic. Like some calls I received earlier, few hours ago after I did my live video on Facebook. Somebody was asking, B&B, this DNA of 18, since it started coming up, my husband has been going on and on about it, like he wants to do DNA test. I am sure, but I'm just panicking. I don't know. Don't panic. This is what I told her. Don't panic if you are sure of yourself. If you trust yourself, don't panic. If the test come back and say he's not the father and you are sure, go for your own test to be sure that you are the mother of the child. Do you understand? DNA tests don't lie. If you are 100% sure that the man is the father of the child, you did not play any away match, and the DNA test come and say he's not the father of the child, you have the right to contest for another test. And if you come back again like that, you, the woman, go for a DNA test with you and the child. Because mistakes do happen in the hospitals as well. Children are often swapped with the negligence and carelessness of these nurses and doctors on duties. A lot of people do give birth on the same day in the hospital, and children are often, I don't know if I should use the word often, children sometimes are swapped. Because when children are newly born, it's hard for you to recognize who is who. They can swap them. So if you're 100% sure that you are the mother of the child and there is no other father anywhere else, and the test come back as negative, like he's not the father of the child, and you know yourself, I beg, you go for a DNA test to be sure also that your child was not swapped. Switch. Yes. Nurses do make mistake, terrible mistake at switching children at birth. The bed they lay them on, and then especially when they have not put a tag on the child yet, mistakes do happen. So if you are sure of yourself, don't panic or say, what if things they somehow, things they happen, what if if it come out negative that the father of the child is not the biological father of the child, and you trust yourself, you go for the test. Go for the DNA test. So ladies, don't panic if you trust your wounds that they don't smell. If you trust that your wounds don't smell, don't panic. Except, of course, you are not sure of yourself. What if, hey, I was dating Thomas. I was dating Thomas. I used to date Thomas when I got pregnant. Hey, you slept with who? Okocha, when you were in a relationship with your husband or the one who you claim to be the father of the child now. That's the only way you will panic. Other than that, my dear, Darlings, don't panic. And for every man hearing the sound of my voice, listen, DNA is very important for you to go to so that your mind go relax. There's a reason why these things is coming up. Oh, there's a reason many of you, many men are going to find out that they'll be raising children that is not their own this year, 2021. Many men are going to find out. And I want to use this opportunity to advise all the men that is going to fall in this category. Don't kill yourself. Oh. There's no point for it. Do not kill yourself. Don't take the easiest way out. Don't be a chicken. Don't be a chicken, no. If it is your child, to God be the glory. Do what is needed by the child. If it is not your child, hello, darling. Nelly Black. Good to see you on board, darling. You understand? If it is not your child, I beg my brother, take heart. If you can forgive, forgive and move on. If you've raised the bond between you and that child as the biological child, and you think you can continue like that, well, it is your choice. But if you feel, no, I can't continue like this, see, nobody will blame you for not being able to continue. Back off. Yes. You have the right to say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. And any woman, anybody who blame you for doing that is an hypocrite. Do you understand? Every man should go for a DNA test. Oh, you have been raising so many men watching me right now. The child you are raising is not yours. Some of you watching me right now, the child you'll be raising is not yours. Go for a DNA test. DNA paternity test. Go for it. You need it. Go for it. Go for it. Go for it. I will call back. I think they are calling me from my workplace. Oh my God. Oh, there must be a cover they need me to do right now. Huh? Go for a DNA test. Don't mess around. Don't fall for their crocodile tears. Do not fall for their crocodile tears. Don't fall for their emotional blackmail. Go for it. Go for a DNA test. Okay, how do you go for a DNA test? Let me quickly give you this expo. For some men here, you want to go for a DNA test and you are thinking, oh, my wife will not subject to this. She might be hurt. You don't want to hurt your wife's feeling. You don't want to give her the feeling of, I don't trust you or whatever. It's okay. How are you, love?
Fine.
How was it today?
Fine.
Good. So, yeah, what you can do is very easy. Arrange with your doctor. All you need is a swipe in the cheek. Inside the cheek of the child. Inside. Just take a swipe. You see all those, the doctor probably will give you what you will use. Or you can use a cotton ball. You see that cotton ball when they did a clean ear. Those cotton balls you use to wipe your ear. Very easy. Take it. Chook it inside of your child cheek. Inside of the cheek. Oh, the cheek, not inside of the cheek. Eh? That's where all the cells or the fresh cells lies. Use it to swipe it very well. And then cover it either in a clean tissue paper or in a plastic where the DNA, the cells will not be messed with. Or if you can't do that, your hair, the hair of the child, pull off an hair. Not cut it or don't cut it. Make sure you pull it. That's all you need. And yours. They take the swipe from the child and yours. That's all doctor need to run a DNA test without your woman, your wife, or your baby mama even knowing about it. You can do that. Just take it. Don't let the money pay you. Go there and do it. All right? If the doctor now advise you, no, I think we need to do the murder in order to be 100% accurate, which in most cases, the woman is not even needed. Do you understand? The woman is not needed in most cases. Except on the special cases where the doctor will personally advise you, say, you know what, let's do the lady. You understand? Go for a DNA test. That's all you need. A swipe from your child. They need a swipe from the saliva. The saliva inside the cheek. Swipe it. Rub it on that cotton wool. Just hide them. Inside clean nylon bag. Eh? Take it to your doctor. They will take your own, match with the child. Before you know, you are sure. You are sure of whether you are the biological parent or not, biological father or not. Do you understand? It is that easy. Or a strand of the hair. It is that easy to get a paternity test. Except you would rather waste all your life raising a child that is not yours, that you probably will wake up to the news one day to say he's not your child, she's not your child. Even if you don't want to, if you don't have a daughter, yes, you can order a paternity test. Go on Google, paternity test, just type it. You can order for a paternity test. They will tell you, okay, this is what they need from you. This is what they need from the child. Do it, put it in the envelope, and post it. Relax for your house. It will come to you. If you don't have that kind of patience, you have a personal doctor who can do that for you. Swipe and take to your doctor. You want to be sure this child is yours. It doesn't cost much. Trust me, it doesn't cost much. If you are doing a child, you shouldn't be paying more than 150 euro to 200 euros for a particular child. If you are doing children who is more than 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, it's even way cheaper because there are many. You understand? You're not going to spend more than 400 to 500 euros if you are doing more than 3 children. Go for it, brother. It's for your own good. Enough of it being taken for granted, especially these men. See, when we are even talking about paternity tests, you see some of you men who are never even in the life of the child. You don't need to bother because you have not been doing what a father should be doing anyway. Don't bother. Oh, they talk of paternity, DNA. No, before deadbeat dad. Deadbeat dad. No, there's no point. Except you just want to be sure to clear your conscience. But you see, for those fathers, those of you fathers who have really created bond with these children, who really have this special bond with these children, who go out of your ways for these children, I beg, go for a paternity test. Is important. Don't mind all these ladies' crocodile tears or emotional blackmail. Go for a paternity test. That child that you have been raising that doesn't look like you in any way, there is every possibility that it is not yours. It is not yours. Yes. That child that you have even been raising look like you, it doesn't look like you, look like it doesn't. There's every possibility that it's not even the one that look like you back. There could just be that he's more like a chameleon who just copy from the one that he sees all the time or that she sees all the time. Do you understand? Go for a paternity test. Especially if you know, say, your wife now, chukia. He get history. She get history. She has history of chuk here, chuk there, chuk here, chuk there, chuk here, chuk there. Go for a paternity test. Oh. Do you understand? Paternity test, DNA 2021 is a mandatory. You are mandated to go for a DNA test. If you don't want to end up raising a child that is not yours all your life, you form a bond with this child, is fine, but go for a test. If the test come out is yours, the bond become even more stronger. If it come out not yours, then it's your decision to make if you want that bond to continue or you want to cut it. Do you understand? Go for a paternity test. See, the more men start doing this thing, let me tell you, the more you men start taking DNA tests seriously, the less women will feel the need to blackmail you or push you or pin you to a child that is not yours, because they know that paternity test is something that you will definitely go for. Many men have grown up not even knowing who their real father is. Yes. Many women have pinned children that is not their husbands on their husbands. I'm pregnant for you, and then you show the child, you're pregnant for me. Oh, wow. How are you sure that the child is yours? Now that the child is born already, go for a paternity test, my brother. Yes. Go for a paternity test. Oh, There are some countries now, before you lay a claim on a child and get a document through that child, you must go for a paternity test. Beautiful. Do you understand? Go for a paternity test. DNA. Go for it. Don't be, I trust my wife. I love my wife. You are being silly, my brother. You don't know who you are. You don't know what you want. I trust my wife. I love her. Nobody is stopping you from loving her, but just be sure that the child is yours. Because whether you love her or you don't love her, any woman who knows the real father of her child, it only takes a matter of time. There's going to be a time in the life of that child where she will no longer be able to cover it up. She will want to tell the child, this person is not your father. This is who your father is. And before you end up see, let me tell you, before your children will grow, before your children will grow up marrying their relatives, please, it is very important that you know if they are actually your children. Do you understand? Before the child that you think is yours as a man will grow up marrying a girl or a guy that is from their actual father's lineage, I beg, find out if it is your child. Do you understand? Many women bring bad luck to their husband because the children their husband have been taking care of is not theirs. Yes, it can bring bad luck as well. And if it a ground where not just an infidelity is whatever, a child from an act of infidelity is also in the home, bearing the name of the man, it can cause backwardness. Yes, it can cause setback. It can cause setback when you are raising a child that is not yours with all your heart, especially when you have a strong spirit who is not happy with it. Go for a paternity test. Men, demand for a paternity test. In fact, don't demand. If you feel say your wife now one kind of person will do everything, hello, darling, Mr. Rock. If your wife is that kind of a person who will cry crocodile tears or talk you out of it, I beg, do it without her knowledge. And if your wife, if for any reason, find it weird that you want to do test, you don't trust me. Who said he didn't trust you? Who said? See, now let me tell you. There are some hospitals before you give birth, they want to run the man's blood group, especially when you are a sickle cell carrier, like an AS or so. All right? They would demand for the father of the child's blood test to ascertain that he is not also a sickle cell carrier, so that they will be sure of the child you are about to give birth to and how to start treatment from onset. Do you know that? Now, there is no difference with a man demanding a DNA test to be sure that the child you are about to give birth to is actually his biological child, or the child that he has known all his life, all the life of the child that is his child, or whatever, is actually his biological child. Go ahead. And if your wife, ladies, listen, enough of the sentimental whatever nonsense. If your husband, your man come to you and say, you know what, let us do this. Be free. Give them the space to do so. Don't feel somehow about it. Because by the time you start feeling like, oh, why this? It just shows that you have skeleton in your cupboard that you are hiding, that you are afraid that it's about to pop out. All right. Do you understand? Very risky to pin another. I'm telling you, it's not just risky, it is wickedness. It is wicked, especially for those who later in the life of the man or the child will not just come up from nowhere and say the child that is not your father. Oh my goodness. Really? What if you had died before then? The child will just live all his or her life not knowing his real identity. It's not right. All right? It is not right. It is wickedness. 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 A lady called me a few days ago and told me that B&B said, I don't know. She said she can't discuss it with her mother. She can't discuss it with her father. She can't discuss it with her brothers or her sister. She can't discuss it with anyone, not even her husband. But she's been having this series of nightmares. And I asked her, what's it? He said, there is always this man walking up to her in her dream, telling her that the man she called daddy is not the father. Is not her father. And I was like, wow, wait a minute. Are you sure you have not been hypnotized with all this 2021 DNA thing? He said, no, no, no. He said, this has even been happening before 2019, not to talk of 2020 or 2021. He said, this is the, how many, fifth time she's having the same dream. Somebody will just walk up to her in the dream and tell her that this person you're calling your father is not your father. Said he don't know, he doesn't know how to call her mother and confront her mother about it. Like, is my father really my father? Is there any father anywhere else or so? Said she doesn't want to hurt her mother feelings like that, and she doesn't know how to communicate this with her other siblings. And I was like, well, dreams can be trickish, but it is wise that you can tell your mother or your father about the dream. Like, I've been having this constant dream. This is constantly happening. I don't know what to make of it. I mean, a real mother or father will not make too much whatever against you out of it, but rather they want to find out as well why you are having such dream. And if your mother is really a genuine real mother, as a mother should be, and she knows that there's a possibility of a father somewhere else, she should be able to tell you the truth now that you're starting to see it in your dreams. That is what I advise her. I said, find some more courage. Talk to your mother first. No, not your father. Talk to your mother first about it. You are lucky that your mother is still alive. Talk to her about the dream. She hasn't got back to me yet if she had done that or not. But hey, let me tell you, a lot of people fall in that category where the one they see as their father is not actually their father. The men who see these children as their own, they are actually not their children. It is wicked. 2021, I beg, my brother, go do DNA test. Go and run a DNA test. If the child is behaving different from, like, this became a word. Nobody from my family be like this. Nobody from, I beg, go and run a DNA test to just put your mind at rest. It will also help you. Listen, women, let me tell you, letting your men have access to this thing without you bothering about it, give them also more room to trust you. You understand? It gives them more room to trust you. So yes, do I agree? Do I sign and seal DNA test between father and children? Yes, 100% yes. If you don't feel if you feel comfortable with just going on like that without going for a DNA test, you trust your woman enough, that's fine. But if you have any doubt in your mind, like, should I not? My brother, go for it. Go for it, go for it, go for it. See, my own brother, a child was once pinned on my own brother, my biological brother. A child that was not his was one pinned on him. But as God will have it, from people talking from sides, see, there's an item of truth to every rumor. You understand? There were rumors here, left, right, and center, that the child is not from my brother. Finally, the woman summoned up courage to tell the truth that the child is not my brother's. So yes, coming from me, it's not something that I've not experienced in the family. You understand? Go for a DNA test, guys. Don't be too quick. Oh, my girlfriend says she's pregnant for me. Really? The woman that you have left for long, You just come that same month, you don't get belly already. Really? Woman, when they hear say they waka kurukere, when you born in the middle of the kurukere, go and run a DNA test, please. Any woman who refuse her husband DNA test have something to hide. Yes. Say that again, my darling. If you feel somehow about it, that's because you have something to hide. That's the bottom line. I mean, why will I feel somehow because my husband said he wants to go for a DNA test? Okay. Oh, you don't trust me? All right, go. No problem. It's not enough. By the time you go, come back, see and say the children are his. Yeah, you owe me a present. Seriously. You owe me a present to say, thank you, my faithful, beloved wife. Do you understand? Opportunity for me to get a new present. You don't get it. Thank you, my faithful, beloved wife. Then when all the children are walking past him, he knows that this is my blood, no room for doubt or whatsoever. Men, don't be afraid. Also, I heard there was this comedy skit that I watched on Facebook that he said, men, don't go, heart attack will kill you, just off stay there. Oh my God, that is a chicken talk. For me, that is, I know it's a comedy skit, but it's a chicken talk. Say, oh, don't go, don't do it. Oh, may heart attack no kill you. Just off stay like that. Oh, heart attack will still kill you when the child eventually grow up one day and the mother tells them or her that you are not the father. Heart attack will eventually kill you when the father surface somewhere someday for the child. Heart attack will eventually kill you. So sum up courage. So men, don't kill yourself. It's not worth killing yourself for. Why will you kill yourself for an unfaithful woman who have been another man's child on you all these years? Come on, guys. Go for a DNA test. It's not worth killing yourself over. Before you go, know that you are ready for the outcome. Prepare yourself for the outcome of it. Say, okay, whatever come out of this is what it is. Prepare yourself for the outcome. For some of you, you already know that, and they know this one, these are my children. It's still okay if you want to go for DNA test. But if you're 100% sure you're okay with it, fine. But just like I've been saying, if you have a tiny, weeny bit of doubt, go for a DNA test. Go for a DNA test. Go for it. Go for it. Flirting and also free husbands. You see those children that your side chicks are pinning on you, using it to extract money from you, collecting money from you. Come on, baby food, house rent, school fees, children clothes, Christmas, whatever. Please go for a DNA test and don't be stupid. They already know that simply because you don't want your wife to know about it, it's a yardstick from them to blackmail you over and over and over and over and collect money from you again. And you are there being silly rather than just go for a DNA test to be sure that what they are even blackmailing you with is actually your child. Go for a DNA test. Go for a DNA test. Oh, husband, you that his wife have been accused of infidelity, go for a DNA test. Very important. DNA test is the thing now. All men must go for it. I'm telling you. All men should go for a DNA test. Go for a DNA test. Brother, wayward, go for a DNA test. Not minding your waywardness. Go for a DNA test. Brother, seriousness, go for a DNA test. Mr. Lover, go for a DNA test. Husband of many nations, go for a DNA test. Not just be accepting any child brought to you or any child that, go for a DNA test. Very, very important. That's my take in this DNA test of 18. Every man should go for a DNA test, especially when you have a doubt. When you doubt the paternity of any of your child at all, go for a DNA test. Very, very important. You left your wife for so long, you came back to meet her, all of a sudden, that same month, she just carried belly. I beg, go for a DNA test. Women, I'm sorry, say, why is she saying this? It is very important for you and the man and the child as a matter of fact. DNA test is important so that you yourself, and if you're free, if you have nothing to fear, if you have no rotten fish in your cupboard, you don't need to panic or feel somehow. Just let them go for the DNA test already. Now, when you sit down, now then they'll constantly give you the results. Say, man, now my own, no. And then you demand for a president to say, I am sorry for doubting you. It's better. You understand? I am sorry for doubting you. Present is better than why now? You don't trust me. You don't trust me. Oh my God. If you do this marriage is over. Let it be over already, my brother. Go and do your DNA test. Go and do your DNA test. Very, very important. A lot of you men are fathering children that is not yours. I'm telling you, you have been fathering children that is not your own. The pikin when you the father not be your own. Say he look like me. He eye be like my own. He get a passport like my own. It's okay if that is enough for you to confirm. But if you have any doubt at all, go for a DNA test and let every man, let every woman be comfortable with a DNA test. Go run your DNA test. Come back as a trustworthy woman. This woman, no, no bite we are. Just relax when you come back. Okay, champagne. Oh yeah, go and get me my present. Present of thank you, thou faithful wife. You understand? Very, very important. And you see, the man will be jollificating. He will be jollificating. You see all those pion, slay mama, slay queen. I beg, make una go DNA test. Men, go for a DNA test. So you see this man, who have raised this man that raised up this issue of DNA test 2021, who gave himself ROIP. If this man have gone for a DNA test in the early stage of this children's life, trust me, he probably will not even kill himself. All right. And secondly, this man believes so much. I'm sure he trusts his wife so much. That is why the thing got to him that much. Hey, go and run DNA test, so don't say you are not told. Don't come out here and be shouting, the child is not mine, when you have not run DNA test. Go and run DNA test, my brother. Go and run DNA test. Brothers, sisters watching me, persuade your brothers to go for a DNA test. Very, very important. I know some women might go just make now because your nyash is about to open. We shall be knowing all the untrustworthy and infidel wives in this 2021. That is what we want to see. We want to hear that. We want to know it. You see all these people who sabi travel Nigeria, travel Africa. Every 6 months, every 1 year, they are traveling to Africa without their husband, though. Going from one party to another, one hotel to another. I beg, brother, if you are married to such woman, go and run a DNA test. Don't wait for any. Go and run a DNA test. This is coming from another woman. Go and run a DNA test. Go and run a DNA test. Don't wait to be told. Go and run a DNA test. All this one hotel from another women that you married, go and run a DNA test. All these boss women that you married, go and run a DNA test. Women that cannot be trusted, go and run a DNA test. Quickly, go. Go and run a DNA test. Because most of the children you are fathering is not yours. The truth be said, some of the children you have been fathering, they are not yours. They are not your child. Go and run a DNA test. You will see some women will start just coming up now by themselves before the man go they run a DNA. Even if you don't have the money to run a DNA test. Start threatening your wife with it. Threatening your baby mamas with it. Threatening your girlfriends with it. That you want to run a DNA test. You want a DNA test. Some of them will just start confessing now before the test is out. 2021, we will hear a lot of confession. Do you understand? Go and run a DNA test. You see all those women go do ogbonga, ogbonske. It's okay, go and run it, no problem. My dear, don't trust them. Oh. Go and run a DNA test. Be sure for yourself. Go and run a DNA test. Very, very, very important. And for all you men who already have a weak heart, for those of you who already have weak heart, you have heart problems, I beg, I want you to God beg you. Stay your lane. Stay your lane. If you know you have a weak heart, you have heart problems already before now, I do not advise you to go for DNA test, especially if you have been thinking, you have been having some kind of doubt. Don't go if you have a weak heart, if you have heart problems, heart diseases, don't go. Please wait till you are better. You understand? If you have heart issues, don't go yet. But for those of you who are still there, go and run a DNA test. It is your right to know if the child you are raising, the child who call you father, the one you call daughter or son, is your biological child. Go and run a DNA test. Having said that, all the papas and mama them on social media, DNA test, now 2021 DNA test. Oh my goodness. Go for a DNA test, Don't say I didn't warn you. Go for a DNA test. Or especially see all those side chick, baby mamas in the corner. Run a DNA test to be sure that what they are blackmailing you for is actually your biological child. A word is enough for the wise. I'm just going to take some few questions, read some few comments, and then we go. Yeah, so somebody said DNA test very risky. Oh my goodness. Very risky, eh? Okay now. It is very important. I'm telling you, for a child to know his biological real father, very important. Very important. I'm telling you. A child should know. They should know. It's a single mother on hot seat. Not just single mother alone. No. Single mother are not even the one on hot seat. It's the so-called married women that are on hot seats. Because single mother, they are single mother. They are alone. Except the baby fathers are involved in the life of the children and demand paternity tests. And whether the test come out being the child theirs or not, they are single mothers already. They will remain single. You see, the people on hot seats are actually those who are married women. For the side chick, the benefits will only be cut off. Say, you are crazy, you are mad. You mean you have been blackmailing me all along? The man will get his freedom, the benefits cut off, but their life will go on, all right? Because they know who the real father of their children is already anyway. They are just blackmailing you with it and collecting their daily living from you. That's all they're getting. So when that chapter closed, they are okay to move on. People on actual hot seats are the married people. All right? Show your DNA test results year 2021. Year 2021. Like me, honestly. If my husband should come up this minute and say DNA test, honestly, I'll be delighted. I'll be delighted to have him do that. You know why? Because I trust myself. You understand? I know myself. There is nothing for me to shake or panic about. Go on with it already. Yes. Go on with it already. But by the time you finish, just be ready to give me a congratulating gift. That be my own. You must give me a gift to say, thank you for being a faithful, for not breaking my heart. You must give me a present. I am looking forward to that present. So go for it already. It's only women with guilty conscience that feel somehow about this DNA thing and all of that. All right? And if your woman start some will crack, you don't trust me, go for it. By the time you come back, this marriage is going to be over. If it shows that the child is yours, this marriage, let it be over. Go for it already. Please, my brother. Go for it, go for it, go for it. Go for it too. I'm telling you, go for it. 2021 is a DNA year. 2021 is a DNA year. All right. It's a DNA year. I'm telling you. Thank you, darling. Grace Flow. Thank you. It's a DNA year. 2021 is a DNA year. I'm telling you, just relax. Relax. If you are not guilty, if you don't have any guilty conscience, relax. Let them go for it. All right. Or let those with guilty conscience who feel somehow with this DNA thing. And personally, I'm advising every man, every single man, every married man to go for a DNA test. If there's any child pinned to you, you deserve to know, is this really my child? Love, don't let love cover your Irish there. Go for a DNA test, especially when you are having doubts. And especially when you doubt it, am I sure this is my child? Especially when you have been hearing correct news about your woman, whether past, present, or future. I beg, go and do a DNA test for your own good and the good of the child. Because nothing is more wicked and heartbreaking than going all your life thinking who you know as a father is not actually your father, or who you know as your son or daughter is not actually your child. It is wickedness. So yes, go for a DNA test. All right, please help me share this video. And of course, I know this is the first video we are doing here after about 3 months, 3 good months since the last time we do video here on our YouTube. So yes, it is understanding that very few people are on board. All right, but please share. And I'll be catching you guys back again here. I don't want to promise, but I will update anyway. Just click on notification bell. You know when we are live and tune in. All right. Because I work, yes, I work full time. And of course, I'm a mother, wife, and a businesswoman, of course. So yes, I am not I'm still finding it hard to schedule my time, to have time for my Facebook and my YouTube all the time. But I will get there, don't worry. I will get there. So please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Click on get notification bell. You know when we are live. And of course, share this video. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you guys. Love you to the moon and back. Love you guys and see you guys next time when I come your way. For now, bye-bye. And of course, don't forget, like I said, subscribe to my YouTube channel, BNB TV. And of course, click on get notification bell and see you again when I see you. Stay tuned and go nowhere. Love you and bye-bye. Bye, guys. Bye, guys. Let me give a quick shout out to everyone on board right now. Love Osas, thank you for tuning in. Charles Promise, thank you for tuning in. Patience, Agawa, yes. Patience Agawa, is it Agawa? Thank you very much for tuning in. And Ayeni Casey, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Joan Baby. Thank you for tuning in, Mommy Favor. Thank you for tuning in, Greatness. Thank you for tuning in, Mercy Gumbo. Thank you for tuning in, and Angel. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Magdalene Wolf. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Grace Flow. Thank you for tuning in, Becky Fierce. Thank you for tuning in, Gladys Selobo. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in, Nelly Black. Thank you for tuning in. Love you, love you, love you, love you, love you. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Rock. Thank you for tuning in, Jennifer M. Osas. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you. If I don't mention your name, forgive me. Golden Destiny, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. Lawrence, Antonia, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for tuning in. If I mention your name, fine. But if I don't, forgive me. Operation Show Your DNA Test. Oh, yes, so Grace Flow. Say that again. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. God bless you. If I don't mention your name, forgive me. Next time, I promise I'll do. For now, bye, my lovers. Thank you for tuning in, and please share this video. Bye bye. Ruby Jones, hello to you too. Thank you for tuning in. Praise M, thank you for tuning in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you for tuning in. Bye for now. Love you, love you, love you, love you. Mwah. Um, yes. Oh my God, I'm hungry.